everyone. I hope that you are doing well this morning. Uh, Today, I would like to talk about the floodgates which have been opened by what the First Nations will have as their victory for a very long time, the making way for individual people to become members of parliament. Now that I think about that, I think we need not open up a debate now to say, should we not have a presidential system rather than a parliamentary system? Because if you look at it, if you are an individual person in the mixed system, you are an individual person, but other people come as a hunting party, then you've already lost, even though you won your constituency, because they already have an agenda of their own, which does not include you as an independent person. So they might hate you in parliament so that you do not become an effective constituency representative in that parliament. And another question which comes to mind now is that if a constituency, if you have individual candidates, then how do you draw up a constituency? This is a ward, because if you're saying we are building wall to wall municipality, ward to ward municipalities, is a candidate coming from a ward, or is a candidate coming from a local municipality, or is a candidate coming from a district municipality? Because there are limited seats in the National Assembly. So those are some of the things that the First Nations want for us, really, to say that you don't have to go hunting with a party, but you can go hunt alone, but understanding the dangers, but also understanding the opportunities, that if you can somehow, through some accident of history, be able to win a nomination as a president, even though you are an individual candidate, when there are people who have come as a hunting party, then you become a president who comes from a particular constituency, who has been voted by many other constituencies which have been determined beforehand by the demarcation board, and then you become an individual president. Um if you become an individual president, then you became a president because you are popular. And no one can deny that, because you are popular in your ward, you are popular in your local municipality, you are popular in your district municipality, you are popular in your province, and you even became popular in the National Assembly, when even people who come together as friends and as comrades and as federals and as actioners, or as fighters, or as Boers, or as Freedom Front Plus, or as, as AfriForum, or as Inkabi, or as whatever they come in parliament as, others as academics, others as children of struggle veterans, others as veterans themselves, others as immortal people, others as actors, others as musicians, others as, refugees who are running away from the conflicts in the DRC or in the Great Lakes region, or running away from China because they can see that the Chinese are testing weapons next to their island. They are running to South Africa, and they win a seat because they become popular, because they opened a shop maybe when they came, or they already had friends, from Facebook, who were posting things about South Africa, and they saw South Africa as better than living in an island which is being blown away by China, while they are testing their weapons, preparing to defend themselves against their enemies who are uh, imposing impossible tariffs on them, and Donald Trump, who's obsessed with China, who sees China as the main problem. But if Donald Trump was an African, he would have taken a Chinese wife, and then understood the Chinese, in his household. As a wife, a real wife, marry a wife according to Chinese tradition, and he can speak to the ambassador of China to organize that marriage for him, so that he can understand where his hate for China comes from. Because he shouldn't hate China, because China is a productive country, and Donald Trump wants productive people. That's why we had the apprentice. So the Chinese have won the apprenticeship of America with the North Koreans and the South Koreans as well, and the Japanese, particularly the Japanese, because these people, they have never bombed America. They bombed America, the Pearl Harbor, and then There was United Nations and all of that. People forgave each other. But the problem started with Saddam Hussein. Yeah, the problem started with Saddam Hussein and George Bush Senior. I don't know why, because those guys were both intelligent, but this guy is intelligent from an American perspective, and Saddam Hussein is intelligence from a worldly perspective because he's a Muslim, but he has a party, he has a bad party. So he's a civilian president because he's been elected through a democratic process, but he's also a family man. He's so many things. He's also a general, he's also a soldier. So he's so many things. Uh, but George Bush is intelligence. So now we had that problem because these people could have gotten along and the world would have been different if those two guys got along. I don't know what is their problem, but I'm not talking about a populism of the Americans and of the Arabs. I'm talking about populism that has been opened up by the Constitutional Court judgment, which favored the First Nations when they said they wanted people to run as individuals rather than as groups. Uh, Now, I want to talk about a popularity that I do not understand, which has not been seen. You know, when people were celebrating Mandela coming from prison, they were celebrating that they actually won a victory. They've actually saved a person from a life sentence, and then it got reduced to 27 years. So they were celebrating that victory that they were able to release Mandela, even though it took 27 years to release him, but he was released because he was supposed to die in prison if he was sentenced for life. So that is a victory of many people who were fighting for Mandela and him himself. I'm sure he was fighting for himself also to get released because he was a lawyer in Johannesburg and also a royal of the Matemba. So those are some of the things that uh, and he was popular because of that because he said that he was prepared to die uh, for the truth really. Uh, but they didn't kill him because he had white lawyers. Perhaps if he had an untrained lawyer, they would have killed him for real because at that time there was a death sentence for people who were terrorists. So Mandela is one of the luckiest, but also the unluckiest people because we don't know what he was doing actually when he was in prison. That's what we should be saying because there is no video that we have seen of Nelson Mandela's life in prison. We see him being celebrated now wearing a suit, uh, waving his fist, and Thabo Mbeki is saying away. I don't understand what Thabo Mbeki was saying because Thabo Mbeki is also an ANC person. Why would he say away when Mandela is coming back from prison and Mandela is popular? But Thabo Mbeki later on says, no, actually Mandela was our special project. We were not in prison. We were working the ground. We were working diplomatically to say all of us are serving life sentence, but we want you to focus on Nelson Mandela so that you can see how collective action fails and how sometimes it succeeds and how there are accidents. And because you might find that because Mandela is now in parliament, he's now with the sons and even with the people who actually created some of the apartheid laws. But he's someone who's against apartheid, who said he's prepared to die to make sure that apartheid doesn't exist. But now he's with them now in parliament. He's their president now. Because he has become popular within the ANC, and the ANC chose him. And then when he went to parliament, he became more popular than anyone in parliament. And then everyone, and most of the people chose him. Some people didn't choose him to be a president. So that's where the students of history they must dig in to say who did not vote for Mandela to be a president when he was very popular at the time. Uh, Jacob Zuma was also very popular. And Jacob Zuma's popularity comes from television because we grew up when there was television. You know, people were working. They were buying television sets. They already had houses. They even had churches. They even had preschools and creches and primary schools. You can organize a TV and put it in a hall, and then you watch the news. But you don't know President Jacob Zuma. When you grow up now, you are working for the IEC, you realize that there is actually another Jacob Zuma, not a Jacob Zuma, but a person who looks like Jacob Zuma, who can do wrong things. And then people say it is Jacob Zuma who has done these things. Because maybe Jacob Zuma is a twin. Maybe he's not a twin. Maybe it's Jacob Zuma's kin, you see, from Impend. So when people accuse Zuma, maybe it's not even Jacob Zuma who has friend with Shabir Sheikh. Maybe Zuma doesn't even know Shabir Sheikh at all. Because you can see that Zuma cannot know Shabir Sheikh in reality. Zuma can know Shabir Sheikh's brother. And then when Zuma is friends with Shabir Sheikh's brother, he can bring his brother from Penze, and then they have their own business with Shabir Sheikh. So when they say Zuma, they are working with a surname, but it might be different Zumas who have their own dealings, but then they are taking all these cases and placing them on the popular Zuma. You see, so popularity is not good all the times. You shouldn't be striving to be the most popular person because you will be popular in reality. And then other people who use your name, not fraudulently, but who are your family members in reality, will do wrong things, and those things will be associated with your surname. When you don't even know those people because your surname is big, perhaps, even if it's not that big. So it opens all those things up because there are some people who will run on the Zuma ticket, even if they are not politicians themselves. Maybe they are business people, but because South Africans already have a consciousness of a Jacob Zuma who has been a president, and now, even if I'm not a member of the ANC or I'm not a member of the ANC, MK or the EFF, but I'm a Zuma, I already have that surname. I can run and people will recognize Zuma and think perhaps I'm related to the Zuma when I don't even know that Zuma personally. It's another house of Zuma, you see, Zuma from Gandhi. But I'm not even from Gandha, I'm from Durban. I'm not even from Durban, I'm from Eshowe. I'm not even from Eshowe, I'm from Newcastle, you see, but I'm a Zuma. Or I'm from Makanda in the Eastern Cape, I'm a Zuma. Zuma has been a president. So people already know the surname Zuma. They don't know Sbongiseni Zuma. But if I run on the Zuma ticket, even if my father is Mkhize, because Mkhize has never been a president, he's been a premier, but I want to be a president. So, and I can make an argument to say Zuma has been a president. And our fathers used to go to him and talk to him, and they come to us and they tell us what we're talking about, obviously watering it down. But as the Zuma family, we were talking about presidential things because our fathers were going to him and talking about presidential things because he couldn't speak about any other thing other than presidential things at the time because he was a president in reality. Going to parliament to speak, going to, I don't know, to Pretoria. I don't know if Jacob Zuma actually ever went to Pretoria because if I was Jacob Zuma, I would never go to Pretoria because that is where he says he was arrested. He has a trauma of a Hercules police station. Now he's a president, but he was arrested in Hercules. Now he's the president, he's in Pretoria. So I would have moved to the capital city if I was Jacob Zuma. I would have been the first president to work from home, but not from home in reality, but going to all my relatives, just sleeping there, seeing whether my homestead is still what our fathers wanted it to be, even though I'm a president. Yes, I had to read that down, unfortunately, because my handwriting is improving actually. Uh, Now, if we are saying that we are going to go with popularity. So now there is a person who might be popular, but that person is already dead. So what if children say, we want to vote for Mandela because he's the one who went to prison for 27 years and no one is going to prison for 27 years. So we still want Mandela to be the president. Because it's also, his face is in the money. We are conscious of him. When we buy food, we use his image. When we buy anything, we use his image. So, so that creates a new problem now. For popularity because you might be the most popular president alive, but not be the most popular president ever. So that's a problem with